Yo, can you hear me?
Yo,
You can hear me? There you go. Look at you.
I can hear you. Yep,
Yeah,
yep,
you see
yep.
me?
I can't see you. Just one sec.
Okay, one
Hold on.
sec.
I can't see you.
We could not connect your select camera. Oh, okay, one sec. I'll stop this.
We're doing it live. I love it.
No, we we're not live, but okay. Can you see me now?
Oh, we should be, man. We should do this live right now. What's going on, man?
Can you hold on? Can you see me?
Hold on.
Not yet?
I see
No.
myself, which is
Okay,
super cool,
okay.
dude. I'll watch myself all the time.
So how are you, man? Chat to me while I get
Oh,
this
dude, I'm
switched up.
good.
You're good? Good. Everything's good at home?
Oh, I kind of see you down there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Don't worry. I'm going to fix this shit. It's because I had a podcast going, and then you messaged in, and I'm like, all right, fuck. Let's just do this.
Hold on, let me just. I'm gonna pull over, and I'm driving. Not like, you know, I'm gonna pull over and be responsible right now. So
Yes.
yeah, what are you doing, man?
You're trying to, have the gym survive, man.
Dude, what is going on right now with this COVID stuff?
Oh, buddy. It's
Should we
terrible.
save it?
No. Why? No, man, we don't save that.
What's going on with the gyms right now? I don't get it. Like, why don't, dude? I don't get it.
It sucks, man.
What? But I don't like. Are you guys getting word from the government to shut down, and then you just need to do compliance, or what's going on?
No, we gotta. Oh, fuck! It just sucks. We can't do shit.
Really?
Yeah, I can't.
So,
Like we
so
can't. I
do you
can't even
guys get
personal
word
train at the
from
moment.
like you can't?
I can't. Like before, we were able to,
Yeah,
and before we
yeah,
even opened fully, like PT was available.
yeah.
So
Oh, oh.
it's all right.
Hold on. There we go. But I don't get it. So the gyms are shut down, everything's in lockdown. But like, do you guys get word from the government to shut down the gym? Is that how it works, or?
No, like if it goes to lockdown, right? There's the stages
Yeah.
on Ontario.ca that describe each type of business category and what their procedures
Okay.
will be. Yeah. So then when it went into gray,
So
yeah, it says
so when it went into gray, you guys are like, okay, we need to shut this down. Then
it just says that you have to shut down.
you have to.
Have to. You have to, bro.
Dude, what are you talking
Bro,
about? You have to shut
in
down.
level red, we had to shut down because we can only allow 10 people at once. And how are you going to accommodate 2,000 memberships for 10 people at a time? So we
What are
chose
you
to,
talking about?
right? So we had to
Oh
stop
my
all the payments when we went to red and then just turn it,
no.
yeah, and then turn it to day pass. I just said, hey, we're going to treat it like lockdown because we can't, because last time we took a payment, right? And then we tried to
Yeah.
accommodate all these, and then, okay, sorry, we took the payment, no one can use it. The backlash was so bad. Like people went off,
Right.
and I get it. So this time we're like,
Really?
what do you mean? Like they went off. They went crazy, bro. Like over
No.
$20. It was crazy. Like
Dude, I
20
can only imagine.
bucks.
Dude, I can only imagine somebody going out and spending money on like sushi or fucking
Yeah,
like
man.
the keg or something like that. And then when they see the gym membership come out at $20, they're like,
They fucking
"Oh
lose
my
it.
god!" Like I'm gonna. What?
Seriously, they go
That's so
crazy.
crazy.
Oh man. Yeah, like it was so bad that they would like verbally abuse our staff. And Mike would have to fucking fly out of his office and be like, yo,
No,
don't talk to her like that. Yeah. They would like going around the shield, because we have to post up a shield,
yeah.
right? So they would go kind of around the shield because they think that they can't hear them specifically while the shield is there. It's the same thing. They're like, you guys are crooks. I want my $20, right? Crooks. Bro, you should see the emails we would get. I can't believe you guys were cool guys, and I can't believe you guys are trying to pull this. What? Like, we emailed everybody and said, look, lockdown happened, the first one, March 17th. Well, you have to, as a business that takes the pre-authorized payment, you got to send that ahead of time. So there was no stopping that payment, as well as there was no stopping the rent check coming out on the first. So there was 30 grand coming out of our account, like.
I don't know, man. I think, like, it's so weird that, like, you go out, you spend money on certain stuff, and then get upset over a gym membership.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's Christmas. Like, you've obviously overspent on probably your stockings.
Yeah.
Or something, or like, I don't know, man. Like, it's so weird for like $20.
Yeah.
You know,
and
what
just
I
the
mean?
way they were coming off. Like, at one time, Mike had this guy called Mike out for basically a fight in the parking lot and didn't think Mike would take. Fucking Mike flew out of it. Could you imagine calling Mike out like that? Bro, he comes flying out to this guy, and then Griff and all the guys from the barbershop, bro, all the phones came out. Like, oh, fuck, here we go. Gonna see this on TikTok later. But no, obviously this guy was trying to...
There's one guy that... There's one guy would not want to fight his Mike.
Yeah, man. There's some... No, man, I don't want those mitts getting on me, man.
Or
grabbing me and start swinging.
Tornado kick from Gary Agudo. Like, if I get the tornado kick from Gary Agudo, like, oh man.
The worst would be the worst that I've given somebody is a spinning back kick, like a bad one, where I can feel my foot like go inside, like because they're not ready. It's one thing to back kick another black belt. They're keeping, they're flexing their core. It's a fight. They're ready. They're expecting to get shot, to get hit, to take a shot at the same time. Okay, when they're not, when they're not ready. There was a guy, drunk guy back in the day, back in my kitchen days, groping some girl randomly, and I was a bouncer there, and then I told him that
the jaw is loose when they start screaming at you. They go, ah, and you clip them.
Oh, buddy, no, a spinning back kick right in the gut. And then it's like, it's the best because it doesn't leave a mark.
One of my buddies, Mike, you know him, but he always said, like, when he got into fights, he would take his shoes off.
Yeah.
And dude, if a guy takes his shoes off, beware. Dude, a spinning back kick is coming for your freaking face.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Kicks to the face. If the shoes are coming off, there's probably kicks to the face. You better get ready.
If a dude
shoes
if
coming
a dude
off.
takes his slippers off,
oh fuck,
and he pulls out like a black belt,
like
imagine a dude pulling out his black belt from his back pocket, putting it over his dress shirt, and then just kicking the hell of you. That's what you should do, Gary. You should do that. You should always keep your black belt in your back pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
so I guess for right now, like, you guys are shut down.
We're shut down, man. There's no money coming in, and the freaking landlord. I went in there to do cardio in the dark because we can't fucking afford hydro. You have to save when you can. Yeah. And the phone's going off like crazy. And I'm like, oh, who's calling? And then all of a sudden, the email started going. And I was like, oh,
no,
I'm not gonna. I didn't see that. And then all of a sudden, Mike started calling me. Did you see that email? I'm like, oh, fuck.
Dude.
This guy's sweating us, man, for the money.
Well, let's just say it hasn't been just this time. Just put it out there. I've known you guys for a while.
Right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, buddy.
You guys have done a service for taking up all that space. I don't know if if anyone remembers the old Stay Fit,
Yeah.
like beside you guys where
We're
I think
Bulldog.
Bulldog is.
Yeah. It was only it
Dude.
was 8,000 square feet, but man, that was a nice little spot there.
Do you remember walking in? So you'd walk in, on the right would be counter and
Yeah.
then the offices.
Yeah.
And then you'd walk straight, there's cardio on your left.
Yeah, with that nice
And
little
then
half
you'd
wall.
keep going. Yeah, half
Right?
wall.
The little
And then
half
you
wall.
keep going, and then on your right would be like, I don't know, man, like an anytime. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
You
Like
would
it
open
was
up
like
and the
the square
place was
footage of
teal,
that.
right? Everything was teal.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, dude, I remember that. I remember walking in and just being like, this is it, man. Oh. And Kevy used to
Was the
work for you
manager.
guys.
I was just actually, while we were waiting for you to get your Skype, I was just giving a little background info on you and how we met, and then
No.
your brother was the manager, and you saw the Muscle Tech ad and the whole bit. Like I just went
Oh,
from, because I was saying, yeah, it's my trainer, my trainer. I go, but
dude.
the weird part is that he might be my trainer, but we met a totally different way. Just so funny.
Yeah, it's so strange. Like when dude, we think about the good old days, don't we? Like, dude, you used to sell protein to everybody.
Yeah,
You know
buddy.
what I mean? Like, it used to be like, dude, like Stay Fit was the place.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
it was. Uh, actually, there was Stay Fit and Today's.
Yeah,
Those were the two.
yeah,
Those both those
yeah.
were
They were
pretty good, but
the hardcore gym. Yeah, man. Both of those. They were the.
and yeah, so you had the before and after
Yeah,
for that for
yeah.
muscle tech,
And then
dude.
your brother was like, "That guy works out of my gym." You're like, "What?
Oh man,
Seriously?"
and Doug is there's so many memories, man, like back when Doug owned it, and
Yeah,
then
buddy.
and then you came on and I was like, oh my god, that's Gary, like muscle tech ad. But we did taekwondo
Yeah,
together
yeah.
back at
Prime
the other
time.
gym.
Yeah,
Yeah,
prime
prime
time,
time.
bro. My
Oh,
mom still rocks prime time gear because she took care of it,
no.
like sweaters and tank tops. Oh yeah, and like the weird
Oh,
colors
dude, prime
too.
time was it though.
Oh, I loved prime
Prime
time.
time was it,
That's when
man.
I met your
Like
brother
it.
John, because he went to Lourdes.
Yeah,
Bro, I met him while he was going to Lourdes, and he was pitching for the Royals.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
when I met him.
Great baseball player.
And then
Great baseball
and
player.
then he
Yeah.
goes and says, "Oh, my sister wants to get a membership here." So in walks Deanna with a 4-year-old
Yeah.
Cameron, and
Oh,
says,
dude.
"Can I work out here? Is there anyone to watch him?" And I said, "Oh, I'll watch him."
Yeah.
I was playing uh, mini sticks with Cameron in the primetime daycare when he was 4 years
He
old.
loved it,
Bro,
yeah.
like that's crazy history. And then to see, like, I see him on Instagram now, I'm like, fuck, okay, that guy's a man. I was
Dude,
babysitting you, and
that's
now
what
you're a man.
memberships were like. You know what's funny is like the cost of a membership back then was like $60.
Yeah.
Like everybody
And no one
nowadays
had a
is like,
cell phone.
yeah, and they're like, I want to do $10. I'm like, but you use their facility, you shower, you do everything. It's so different now, man.
It's
like
crazy different
prime
now.
time, man. Prime time in the back. So if you'd walk straight through, you'd have the TKD.
Yeah.
In the very back.
Very, very back.
Right?
Yep. Yep. All the martial arts was
Very
there
back.
because they had Backstreet Boxing then too with Rob.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Rob.
Rob.
Yeah,
I still talk to
yeah.
him on we communicate on Facebook. Rob
Really?
Peltier. Yeah, the
How's he
boxing guy.
doing?
Yeah.
Good?
It's kind of good. He's
Yeah.
doing good.
So I'll tell this story because I've told you this twice now because I asked you before, but I remember walking in. How old was I? Maybe 11 or 10 or
Yeah, something like
it,
that. Maybe 11.
Gary, like vintage Gary, had that blonde hair when me and my mom walked in, and Johnny was working out there, and Al, I think Al was, yeah, like heavy Al, like the group, man. It
Yep.
was the group. And I remember I went in to do TKD, and I had my testing, and I remember walking in, just seeing this person. I was like, oh, who's this guy? And it was Sir.
Yep.
It was Sir. And I remember I remember he was a different like top pattern
Yeah,
or something
uniform.
like
Yeah.
that. Like it
And it
wasn't.
was, yeah,
Yeah.
it was the Hapkido one.
And
Yep.
I remember, yeah, locking eyes with him, and I remember there was a pole, but you wrapped the poles in like styrofoam or
Yeah.
something like
For
that.
safety. Yep.
And I remember switch kicking, so you do left, right, left, right.
Yeah.
And I remember trying to impress him before I took my test to get the yellow belt.
Yeah.
And I remember I got an A+ on my kicks, man.
Yeah,
Like
buddy.
it is. And I remember the Gary I know goes like this. He goes, looks at me while I'm getting my yellow belt testing, and goes, I want you in the adult classes because you're good enough to be there. And I was like, oh my goodness. Dude, it was the best feeling ever, because I remember just my kicks and all that. Like it was a different time at that point.
It was, buddy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Oh,
Those classes back then were 2 hours long. There isn't. I don't
Do you
have
remember?
many kids that can last 2 hours nowadays, man.
yeah.
It was like 45 minutes of
Yeah.
hard cardio, and then we did like 30 minutes of like hard kicking drills. Then we did another 30 minutes of spark. Like, it was not like, I didn't care what. There was no age or gender.
different
We just
time.
trained. That's it.
Yeah. I remember running around and just being like doing the jogs, and then you practice your kick. And there was a young guy there, Skylar.
Yeah, buddy.
You remember Skylar?
Oh, buddy,
No?
I still talk to him. He's another one. He
No.
has his own club, and he has his own personal training studio, bro. In
No
Guelph.
way.
In
Really?
Guelph, yeah, man. And that guy went like semi-pro or even higher in football for a little while, because that was his main thing. He was a
Really?
receiver, yeah. And then he was like training football players at high level and things like that, yeah. So, but yeah, Skylar.
Dude, I remember one time we were doing like the pads, and I remember I kicked it, and the pad flew out of his hand. And dude, the best feeling ever was like that.
For sure.
Was like
For sure.
Skylar's hand. I can't believe I remember that.
Yeah,
so
that's
weird.
crazy. I can't wait for him to hear
Yeah,
this. He'll be
and
like,
then-
whoa.
Yeah, it's so crazy. But back now, though, it's just different. Like people
Yeah.
just expect things different. Like back then, it'd be like $60 a membership, and then TKD would be like $30 or something like that.
Yeah.
Now it's just people don't get
And
it.
You know
You
what?
know what I mean?
Back then, it was like, we trained you. And if there was a belt
Yeah.
grading or not, it didn't matter. It wasn't a necessity. But if you were ready, then you would get that belt grading. But
Right.
nowadays, I had Carlos telling me, hey, when's the last grading you did? And I'm like, I don't know. It's been
Right.
4 months. He's like, you need one soon before you start losing people. Like, that's a thing. It wasn't a thing back then.
Wow.
Grading is now you have to give it, or they'll just go to another school that will give them their belt sooner. Like, it's unfortunate, but that's how it goes.
So you do see that nowadays with like MMA or jiu-jitsu or BJJ, or like the belt, like it's the level of experience, not the belt. Yeah.
Yeah, but now, see, the beauty of it for us is that we have the two things. So we have the regular Taekwondo class, which you belt, and that's what I was complaining about having to have them 3 to 4 months, a promotion test to keep them engaged and striving. And I get it, striving and achieving certain things along the way. But then you have the elite HP, the high performance fighting team. So where we train for tournaments. So there, it's not even they don't even wear their belts. in there, and you have the high
Oh,
performance.
really?
Yeah, because it's just straight tournament fighting training. So it's just like you're by
Right.
weight, age and weight. Okay, you guys are the under 10 years old and under 80 pounds. You go in this group. You ladies go this group, and you guys that are fighting, So we split them up. They all train the warm up together, but then when it's the fighting and stuff, then it's all on them. And you can. There's no. It doesn't matter. A green belt can be with a black belt. If you're the same age and same weight, you're
So,
fighting.
so let me ask you this, because we're gonna switch to another realm here.
Yeah, buddy.
Is you MMA?
Yeah.
You go TKD. There's very few left with like there was like with a karate, like a TKD, like
Background.
style.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there was Machida.
Yeah.
There's Wonder Boy,
Yeah. There
who's
was also
karate style. I
the
don't want to.
Pettis was
I don't want to
Taekwondo.
put Pettis.
Anthony Pettis,
Obvious.
Showtime. Yeah, he's all Taekwondo.
He just signed with
Bellator?
he signed with
No,
he
it's where his brother is. Is it
Bellator.
Bellator? It's somewhere where his brother signed. I don't even know. But yeah, he just signed.
Sergio.
Uh,
Sergio's, yeah. So, but like a TKD background has phenomenal kicks. Like there is like a style of point. I You would know this, but like a George St. Pierre had like a style of like a point fighter.
Kinda.
Kind of.
The karate he did was Kyokushin, and that is honestly, I had a Kyokushin guy that I trained, and then he converted to Taekwondo. It's like Muay Thai. It's
Really,
it is like, so basically bare knuckle, no equipment. I don't even know if these guys wear cups, and then they can full contact punch and kick anywhere. Obviously not the groin or the face. So from the
right.
neck down, they can just pound, 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 but you can kick to the face. So
No,
it was a
so you
straight
can hit right from head
punching,
up.
yeah, punching from the neck down, and then kicking everywhere from low kicks, mid kick, head kick, anything, and it was straight full contact, like as hard as you can
Right.
throw and as hard as you can, yeah. So they were winning by knockout. So that's the Kyokushin he was. That's the kind of karate he was
Really?
doing. It wasn't like Shotokan or those point fighting like Karate Kid style. No.
Which Karate Kid Cobra Kai season 3 came out,
Yeah, but
bro. I'm all over it.
I haven't.
Bro.
I'm not caught
I
up.
am.
I'm not
I
caught
am.
up. So, but
I'll do
yeah,
the
no,
crane any day.
I'm trying to freaking get Max to get into it so I can watch it with her. But yeah,
No,
a lot of
I'll
masters, a lot of Taekwondo masters and coaches on Facebook talk about it all the time. And I don't want to read
Yeah,
because I don't want to. I don't want it to spoil what I'm gonna see.
dude.
I heard it's good.
But like, where do you find like it? Okay, so if a kid's growing up right now, 3, 4, do you think Taekwondo is still the path to get them to like a good fighting career, or do you think
No, I
that
think
there's something else?
no. They should do everything. If they, and it all depends on the type of fighting they want to do. But I
Right.
suggest, like I hear Joe Rogan say it all the time as well, that for your kids, he would get them into something like Taekwondo for the beginning,
Right.
just to understand how martial arts works in the way of instructor student, getting used to that. I'm teaching you a
Like
skill.
discipline.
Yeah, discipline, and that have that respect. Oh, this isn't my dad. Why am I listening to this guy? Start young. So this is who you
Right.
listen to. This is who you take instruction from, and then you perform the instruction, and then we reward you this way. Whether it be
Right.
belt, medal, trophy, whatever. Just this is how you progress. So understanding
Do you
that, and
think
then
there?
moving on to something else.
Do you think there's a place for TKD in like an MMA fighter's like style?
Like would Taekwondo aid in the MMA game? Yes, 100%.
Yeah,
Especially for the
exactly.
kicking part. Like you see it. There's still a lot of guys I see like in the prelims when they say they had a Taekwondo background before getting into wrestling and jiu-jitsu. And it's not just the kicks that
Right.
they hit them with.
Right.
It's also the distancing. A taekwondo fighter and a
Right.
boxer, their distance, like you would know because you box, but you know that
Yeah.
footwork to get in and out, to be in the hot spot, you know, the danger zone, to actually make contact and then get out of the way. So there's that weird footwork you need. You don't like to learn striking.
There is a wide stance though. There's a wide stance that keeps you distant from the other person. Like when you look at TKD or like a karate style or something, like there is a distance that you're aware of
Yeah.
that I think a striker won't have. Right? Like a
Yeah,
boxer, like
no, yeah, but even see that was the problem with because remember in the beginning of UFC, all the strikers were then losing to ground fighters at the very beginning when Hoist made right. At the beginning, right.
well,
That's how it was going. But
one guy had a boxing glove
yeah, I
on his
know.
right hand.
So like all the but yeah, like all the strikers, they didn't know how to fight on the
Right.
ground. But then once all the strikers knew how to sprawl and they had basic ground defense, they started winning again.
Yeah.
Because the only way the ground fighters could do anything is once they make contact. So once a wrestler or a jiu-jitsu guy
Right.
touches you, they can do something, right? But if you're in that distance where they can't touch you, then what happens? You know, they don't know how to close that distance with feinting, engaging, a hand or a leg kick.
Yeah.
Oh, I know how. So then they started winning again because then it's hard to, if you're a ground fighter for so long, it's hard to then pick up how to gauge distance in, when you start boxing all of a
Perfect
sudden.
example, though. Matt Hughes versus George St. Pierre.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right?
Yep. First
Right?
time
like,
they fought.
Matt Hughes was, as soon as, like, George St. Pierre is a phenomenal ground game, but when Matt Hughes was a wrestler. So
Yeah.
when it's bad, but, like, it's not the same, but it is the same because George St. Pierre kind of got that, which even like Khabib is, man, his ground game is
It's
insane.
crazy. Yeah.
No one can handle that. So.
I don't know. He's something else. That last fight blew me away. That is not how I saw that fight going.
Yeah, but I guess if you really thought about it, I think it would be.
Okay, like the
You know what
the
I mean?
result.
Like,
Okay,
if-
the
if
result,
someone-
yes, but the way it
Yeah.
happened, he was so outclassed. I didn't think he was gonna be. I didn't think Gaethje would be that outclassed. It was more than I thought.
Yeah,
Like I
but
thought Gaethje would have did better than
really-
Conor. I honestly did, and I'm a huge Conor fan.
No.
And I thought Gaethje would do better than Conor, and no, it was not even.
Gary, that's crazy. He's got a good no. Connor's no. Connor will beat Dustin for sure.
Oh yeah, 100%.
For sure. And then
But then what happens?
whatever happens from there.
Right? Have you heard anything?
Is
Is Khabib coming back? What's the plan here?
I don't know if he will, man. You know best. Like, you know how, and not to go personal, but like, you know, a father's wish or a family's wish of
for sure.
that stuff is like I just feel like maybe 30-0. Like his father always wanted him to go 30-0.
Yeah.
Against Conor, like if Conor
that would be big.
beats Dustin and Khabib's going 30-0. Oh,
that'd
man.
be huge.
Like you get that is a fairy tale right there. But I don't know with Khabib. I always trust him. Like his mom wanted him to just get out of it and all that. But I don't know, man.
I know, right?
Think? Like I think Conor will beat Dustin. I think Conor's striking. Like I think Conor's striking is better than Gaethje.
Yeah,
I do.
100%. That left hand,
precision for sure.
Yeah,
like and
touch
Conor,
of death,
which is weird. But they gave Gaethje, I think, the first round. I think they actually gave because Khabib's only lost 2 rounds and one was Conor and then the other one was Justin.
yes, that's right.
Which is crazy because I don't Khabib was taking shots and rushing them
Yeah.
the entire time.
Yeah. What's
So
your
I don't
thing
know,
on
man.
this? What's your thing on the Mayweather Logan Paul, bro? I want to know what your
I love
thoughts.
it. I love it, man. I fucking love it.
Yeah.
You both get
Did
your
you hear me
money
talk about
like
it on my last podcast with one of my fighters?
no, I
Oh, we
didn't.
chatted
I didn't
about it,
hear
and I
it
was all
yet.
about it because I didn't
What?
like how some
Oh,
boxers.
we did. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
What do
like
you
how some
think?
boxers were like, oh, this is like your Canelo. They're all pissed. You're just pissed off because you can't pull that off. You're
You
not him.
can't.
Nobody wants to fight you
Floyd
guys.
Mayweather and Logan Paul. There's only one fight that you can do: a bigger guy with bigger power versus a smaller guy who's past retirement, who's at his best.
Yeah,
Like
man.
literally, you're only giving Logan Paul the chance because he's bigger and stronger.
He has
That's all you
no
get.
chance. Logan Paul has no
He's gonna kill him.
chance.
Like,
He's
but
not gonna touch Mayweather.
Gary, here's the thing. Okay, I'm gonna play.
Yeah, go on.
Right now. Logan Paul lands a right on Floyd's chin.
Yeah. Will Floyd go down?
Like that's the only thing we're
Yeah,
going on.
100%. But you can't. Okay,
I know.
right? It's one of
Dude,
those things. Like how many great boxers tried that who have way more ring experience,
Pacquiao,
right?
Pacquiao.
Canelo, Cotto. How many?
That's a dig.
I know, but really, those are all great fighters. Who's greater of a boxing record, Pacquiao or Logan Paul? Cotto, Logan Paul, Canelo, Logan. Like that's what I mean. So if these great, I've been boxing my whole life, guys weren't able to touch.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
How is a heavyweight YouTube sensation that doesn't have the experience gonna now touch that head? That's what I mean.
That's the chance you got.
And I get it. That's what people are gonna pay for, to hope. Like,
Yeah.
come on. Like,
dude,
Connor couldn't do it. Nobody could do it.
Dude, do you remember it was me versus it was Floyd and Manny Pacquiao's fight?
Oh yeah, buddy.
I was down in where was that? Where were we?
At Steve Cusinato's?
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
The koozie. Okay. So I was the only one going Floyd. Dude, I thought I was going to get beat up. I swear to God. Dude, there was a point where I actually thought to myself, I was like, if Floyd wins, there's going to be a Filipino fucking kick in my face at this point.
You're like,
dude,
if it looks like it's leaning towards me, then I'm just going to take a quick leave. An early divert before they announce the winner.
I was a little cocky for like round 5, 6 or something like that. And I was like, oh, I better calm down.
I better lay off. It's not going. It's not even close.
Yeah.
He's not touching Floyd at all. I should shut up. Like that reminds me of what's his name? Dave Chappelle. He talked about it on one of his stand-ups when he was talking about it. He goes, I can say that because I married an Asian woman. He goes, my woman's Filipino, and we went to the fight. That was a very quiet ride home.
Let me ask you though. Like seriously, like you got Floyd. So is Floyd the best boxer ever?
I don't say ever, but I think he's up there. I don't think just because of Muhammad Ali and what he brought to the game. It's like saying, for me, oh, so is Ronnie Coleman better than Arnold? It's what Arnold brought for us, not, you know what I mean? So, okay, you just want it, you know what I don't know.
Different eras. Yeah.
I don't know. It's tough. Floyd is right. Like I would put him beside him as the greatest. Those are the two guys.
So who would be okay? So we'll do both, like greatest boxer and then greatest bodybuilder. Who's your two?
Oh, why do we have to do this,
Gary? You gotta pick though. You gotta pick one, man. I'll pick.
Like who our picks are. Like your
Yeah.
personal thing. Okay, I think Ronnie was the most unstoppable Mr. Olympia champion ever.
So he beats Arnold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on stage. See, I know what you mean. You, because you're trying to think of it as one part skill, and see, when I also think of a goat, when it comes to representing an
Yeah.
industry,
It's
it's
the
different.
history.
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
the goat to represent the industry, I would say Muhammad Ali. But who is the ultimate? With the 50 and
Right.
0 record, or you know what I mean? Like that's obviously it's Floyd. Like he is. He's untouched.
But yeah, I know what you mean. Like with the history, though, like Muhammad Ali, like stood up for more,
Yeah, and it's
and
just that like the
like
that name echoes more, and they know he's a boxer. Do you know what I mean?
right,
Like Arnold's name around the world will echo more than Ronnie Coleman's, but they still know Arnold was a
right,
bodybuilder.
right.
Yeah,
But so there's Arnold, dude. I'm the biggest Arnold fan. Like
yeah,
I'll tell everybody right
yeah,
now. Like Arnold to me is a stepfather,
yeah.
which if he is, God bless. So, but I think like you have like your the people you love, and then you
Yes.
have like the best.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
where I have Arnold. Like if somebody asked me if they go, who's the best bodybuilder around, I'd go Arnold. But really, probably I'd say Ronnie. Like I'm
Yeah,
lying to
no, and
myself
I
kind of
like,
because of
yeah, I get it because that's like my sister would say that when we pick for fights, like she wants to know what my call is
right,
for the prelims, and she'll say, "There's always two ways to ask the main event or the co is always what
right,
does your heart say and what does your head say." Right? So it's kind of the
yeah,
same thing. Where's your
yeah,
because there's your heart pick of who you thought represented bodybuilding and fighting or boxing the most, and then who
right.
in your mind because of the skill and who they put away and the belts and the record, who is the like that, when it's statistically.
I mean, Floyd put away a pretty good. Like he fought Canelo at a young Canelo though,
Yeah. And
but
did
he
you
still
you know
beat
what the one thing
Canelo.
with the Canelo thing? He beat him so bad, and then did you see after that he did all the shit Floyd did to him to all his other opponents afterwards? All the ducking and weaving. Did you
Yeah,
see how he all his highlights now are that? It was
yeah,
all post Floyd. He was like, "How the
yeah.
fuck did this guy get away from me?" And then started doing it himself.
Oh, and you love him to hate him. Okay, here's another thing though: Garcia versus Tank.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
What
Sorry,
happens?
where am I? Oh, Garcia, Ryan
Garcia
Garcia.
versus yeah. Did you watch
I
that yet?
watched it. I saw. I
Yeah,
couldn't believe he got up. He was like, when he hit the
dude,
canvas,
that is
bro. His arm went straight, and he was kind of. I thought, oh,
oh,
there, that era's gone. Look, just lost
man.
all your Instagram followers. But no, he came
I
back with a
when he
body shot. Fuck.
dude when he got knocked out,
Yeah,
not knocked out, but
but
like
almost.
he got a big old left from Luke Campbell. Like,
Yeah,
dude, that's a fucking tough thing to come from.
yeah,
So, which is an Olympic gold medalist, isn't
yeah,
he?
yeah.
So you got the left from Luke, and you got up, dude. You
Yep.
got my respect
All
on
my
that one.
respect.
And then comes back, but I would say like the only thing with like Tank is Tank's got some power behind him. The only thing with Ryan is like that body shot. Oh, dude, when
His
you
left
watch
hook.
his YouTube videos and all that,
Yeah, all that left hook stuff.
and if he goes high for a little bit and then just comes in low,
Oh,
oh yeah,
I feel it when you see him hit
I
though.
don't know, man.
That liver cannot be good.
I'll, can you imagine getting? Have you ever been dropped from a
Liver
liver
shot. Oh yeah,
kick
from a
or anything?
kick, liver shot.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, right. Oh yeah, buddy. I go right down, 100%. And it's funny because you get the
really.
shot, you walk, you take I nod to them like fuck you, like that didn't even hurt me, and then I got to take a knee. Like I get hit, and
dude,
I'm
dude,
like yeah, yeah. Oh
yeah,
fuck, down
dude.
I
The
go.
nod is the best. Is when somebody gets hurt, like when you get a punch and the person goes like this. Yeah, good punch, and you're like, you're shaking it off, but I know you're
You're
messed
hurt.
up.
You're always hurt when you try to shake it off.
Oh yeah,
Instant reaction when you're hurt.
man. But what a bright future for that guy, eh?
Yeah.
Like Garcia, like he has Danzo or what's is it? Is it Danzon? Danzo?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No,
Like
you know what
the
it is? It's the zone.
broadcast. DAZN.
The
Sorry,
zone.
sorry.
I know. Where do you get that from that? I don't
DAZN.
know.
Yeah, I sound stupid when I say that, but to be honest with you, to have Garcia, man, like I was watching it and I was, I think Canelo's off from DAZN now, which is it is what it is because they gave him like a ton of money
Yeah.
and couldn't supply it during COVID, but so he's off somewhere else. But with Garcia, man, like he is young guy. He has Gymshark behind him.
He's got the
He's a
looks.
good-looking cat. He just dropped Luke with a body shot, man.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive.
And so, what do you
Pretty
think?
impressive.
So, him and Davis can fight?
They're gonna do it, yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna happen, eh? What do you think? How do you think
Yeah,
that's
both
gonna
of them
go?
agreed to it. Dude, it sounds wild, but always bet on black. Like I always think on like, and I'm being funny, but
No, I hear you.
you know what I mean. Like
Yep,
I do think Tank will take him
me
out,
too.
but
I think Tank would win,
with
but that doesn't
and
say.
that's a movie quote, by the way.
Yeah.
I just with Garcia, like he got the left hand from Luke, which he was dropping his hands. Like you could see him, like when Luke was swinging, he would press his hands forward,
Yeah.
which was kind of like it's not it's not amateur, but like you
It seems like
almost
you're
need,
scared.
like
You're
like
scared of getting hit. Like you're just. It's not a confidence defense. It's not a
yeah,
confident defense at all.
not a confident where maybe you step back, keep your hands up. Like he needs to keep that hand up. But with Tank, I mean, dude, you get that uppercut, and you will be in the ocean. Like you will be swimming with the fishes. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'd love to say Garcia because I really do like what he's about.
Yeah, me too.
I like that he's with Canelo. I like he's with Gymshark. Like it's very new age.
Yeah.
But dang, to be honest with you, I didn't think he'd get past Luke.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And who did Tank fight last time? Who was that Mexican guy? He was pretty good.
Oh, dude.
How about him and Garcia go?
Right. I forget. Yeah, I forget his name.
Those
But
two
like,
styles, they're the same. So they would just be like, it'd be like a high volume left hook battle.
because and this is the thing is like when you have someone coming forward is like the other guy was Mexican, right?
Yeah. I forget his name.
So when
yeah.
you have someone coming forward, but when he got onto the ropes, he was still swinging rather than covering up. So his style is to fight. But with Davis, it's like you're countering swings, uppercut on the ropes. Like you can't go nowhere.
Yeah. Nope.
You're out of space at that point. So I don't know. Like if Garcia's coming in, like I'll throw down no matter what.
Yeah.
Oh, bad decision.
You don't want to
that
go.
man
Yeah, you don't want to stand in front, man. Nope.
that. So did you do boxing, Gary?
What's
like,
that?
or was it like you
in my past?
Like you can, yeah.
Yeah, I did a bit of boxing because I did Muay Thai too. So I did them separately for a bit before I went back to Taekwondo.
Really, eh?
Yeah.
But you were like, dude, you like, and most people don't know this, but like you were top level TKD, like at gold medal at the Arnold's, right?
Yeah, at the Arnold Classic.
Dude, Like that's so big that most people don't know about. Like you're at the top, which is crazy because
Do you
most
remember?
people in Guelph are like,
Remember, I tore
what's
my
that?
hamstring 2 weeks before that.
Oh my god, Gary, you stressed me out with any fucking injury. Like, yes, you
Two
tore your
weeks
fucking
before the
hamstring.
Arnold,
Oh my god.
and I went every day. I went to see Doctor Ed for laser. No, not for laser. For
Oh
ultrasound,
yeah,
IFC,
yeah,
all the rehab, and then in the
yeah.
afternoon, I went to see Doug because he had the laser clinic.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
buddy, I have some fucking stories
Dougie,
getting therapy there, bro. We were he was trying to do
you,
the laser on my
you tore your hamstring, dude.
yeah
You tore your hamstring. It's like I just people don't understand it though. Like, there's a level that you achieve, but it's not like okay, like you still got gold.
yeah,
Yeah,
buddy.
like it. It's so
And
strange,
I
man.
retore it in the fight. And the guy tried to
Oh my
capitalize too, and I was like, I'm not. I will die before you beat me.
I will
I will
spin kick your
die.
fucking
Yeah, I
face off,
will rip my leg
dude.
off and hit you with it if I have to. You're not beating me because it was supposed to be Canada, the States, Dominican Republic, and Mexico. And then Dominican and
Yeah,
Mexico, they couldn't deal with the visas and all that stuff in time because the guy that was organizing it was a little slow. So he couldn't get those
yeah,
in. So then we just had 8 Canadians, 8 weight classes from Canada that we supplied, and they had eight Americans in their weight classes that they supplied. So we just went off Canada versus
dude.
America, and we took every gold that year. I just have to say, and
Uh,
man, the
dude,
party that we.
I'll tell you something. There's two kicks I love in UFC. One is a front kick,
Yeah, up the middle.
Silva, and which is amazing.
Yeah,
And then there's an axe kick.
yeah.
Like when Maxima does an
Oh,
axe kick,
yeah, buddy.
bro, and takes
Dangerous.
the headgear off.
Yeah.
Oh, it is dangerous. The
It's
axe kick is dangerous,
she
bro.
has this thing now that she's been practicing where she flies in with an axe kick, hits you with the axe kick, and then as you get hit and then you move back, she keeps the leg in the air and she hops forward and then she roundhouse kicks you now
Oh,
with it and then change it also to a hook kick. So she does 3 different
oh,
types of kicks without putting her leg down, and she just picks your face, looking at you as you make adjustments. She looks at you and hits you with another one, and then you make an adjustment. She looks at you, hits you with the other side. Yeah, all with one leg, and then decides to put it down.
you you posted a video of I think is it a hook kick or a question mark
It's a question
where it
mark.
goes
Oh,
up
yeah, she fakes it. Yeah,
and then
question mark.
it's
Bang.
a question mark kick,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And then she, dude, the poor girl who's waiting for the kick
yeah,
looks at her and is anticipating it, and it just question mark kick
yeah. Right
into her
around.
jaw.
Yeah, right around her hands. Right around those hands. Bang. And then what one master pointed out, he goes, and then before Maxina puts her leg down, she knee blocks the incoming counter
Oh,
kick.
I saw
All
that.
in
Yeah,
one shot, and it was instinctive. She never
dude.
planned it. Just she saw the kick and whoop, put
Oh,
my leg there. You can't get that point.
oh. So what happens with Max now
So
with
that actually
TKD
was when we were in Michigan. This was crazy. So
oh yeah, Michigan.
we
Yes,
were in
yes,
Michigan
yes.
taking
Yep,
for the
yeah.
Michigan State
Yeah.
AAU, and that was on March 7th. We almost
Right.
stayed the night, and they locked down Michigan the Sunday, the next day.
No
It went on lockdown
way.
and the border went off because that was just 10 days and then we went to lockdown here. So they already said
Right.
nobody's coming into Canada, nobody like from that. So thank God we went home that Saturday because the next day the cases they closed it down. But so what sucked was this year Maxina was supposed to was her last year junior, and she was supposed
Yeah.
to get that nationals title and then go. We were supposed to go to Bulgaria
Right.
in October.
Right.
And then there was also the
So
AAU Nationals. So now they just sent us that the MGM Grand in Vegas is trying to redo it. So July 4th weekend is going to be Nationals for them. That's like the first tournament.
no.
That's the first tournament we've gotten any light on. And it's only because we
Amazing.
qualified being AAU athletes last year. So because they won the state title,
Right.
they have instant buy all the way to nationals. But now we're just
Amazing.
waiting. Yeah, we can't. We're excited, but it's like there's a lot of like
That's awesome.
are the border be open? Do we have to take the vaccine? Do we have to have a
Yeah.
test? Our parents are even allowed to watch? Like I'll be able to go because I'm a coach, but like does the rest of like what are the other parents gonna do? Are they gonna like Zach's parents gonna and all their kids gonna go? I mean, it is Vegas and it's the MGM Grand and there's a nice swimming pool there, so I mean, you can wait and then we'll let you know how we do, But there's a lot of those, and when we get there, they're gonna tell Canadians they have to quarantine for 14 days, so that we have to go 14 days ahead of the tournament. Like who can expend for that,
It's weird.
So there's a lot of
So when's that? In
things. That's
July?
July, which there's no colds or flus in
Yeah.
July, so hopefully there's no COVID
By
cases
then
either.
though, hopefully they have like by then though, hopefully they have the like instant testing.
Yeah,
Like you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
because they remember they
it's
did that. Did you hear they did that for the Terrence Crawford fight?
yeah,
They did
yeah.
100. The
That,
first time they had 100 attendants at MGM Grand,
yeah.
and they all just did rapid testing. And it was basically because there was only two major fights, so they had every person about 25 people.
Yeah.
So
I
I mean,
I think it will be fine then.
I
Like
hope
I
so.
think by the vaccine and the testing and all that stuff, I think it'll be fine. But like you're gonna have places like Vegas or Texas or something like that, who's holding a lot of these things that just like are a little bit more lenient on like 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 if someone's doing a TKD match, you just pray they don't have to wear a mask. You know what I mean? Like
Well, see, that's
like
the thing. So they already
gosh, don't
had
do that.
a big event in Europe for basically all the people that are doing the Olympics, so they can get a fight.
Yeah,
So they already did it. So basically, what was supposed to happen was they have their event, and then as it's successful and there was no cases, then they tell all the countries under World Taekwondo, okay, this is how we did it. This is the protocol. Follow it. Then the countries are supposed to have all their nationals, and then bring it down to the provincial or state level. But it hasn't come
okay,
down ours yet. But that fight already happened, and none of them were wearing masks. Just the refs and the
right.
judges, things like
Here,
that, the
here,
coaches. I trained. We've been before we
here's
closed. I had all the kids. They're all training with masks.
here's my thing though is and you'll know this much better than me because obviously with Brielle being young, she doesn't see a lot of kids at this age because of COVID.
Yeah,
But like here's my thing is like okay, so these are the years where you have standout athletes. So whether it be basketball, football, TKD, baseball, these are the years where these kids find themselves and they become stars.
yep, 100%.
And they're not getting the opportunity to do it.
Yeah, I know.
So there's kids who could have been the this is far above. I know I'm exaggerating, but like the next Michael Jordan, the next because
Yep.
Michael Jordan got canceled in his college year. Okay, well, what if he never went back, or what if COVID happened, or like what if you never met your best friend during soccer season or TKD
Yeah.
or this? Like you're just that's what I get stressed about is like, what if the next coming of what we're trying to see in sports, hockey, TKD, martial arts, and all that is just being held down, and these kids have no response for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, what if the next the greatest TKD or Max
Yeah.
goes and she's held back this year, but she could have been the greatest in the world ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you've just held her back because she doesn't have that influence, or maybe people work harder because of COVID. Like, there's too many questions. Like,
I
I
know.
hate it.
Yeah.
But
The craziest part is
uh,
she's game ready. She's built that way.
oh,
She's
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 game bred.
she's yeah. It's
She's
true.
game bred.
It's true. Like
Maxine,
like
the spider,
yeah.
Aguda.
She like one of her things. She made a Christmas list, and
Yeah.
a lot of people would. I don't know. They might take this in the wrong way, but one of the things that Maxina wanted for Christmas was a scale, and one of the ones that Bluetooth to her phone, and because Maxina on her own just likes to monitor her weight because she knows when she's healthiest, when she's too light even to train hard. She knows, okay, my nutrition's been off, like, and it's interesting because she on her own has now taken it on her own level. Like she doesn't need me to kind of coerce her or hold her hand into being a trained athlete. She's like, no, if I have to meet a weight class and all of a sudden I get the email in 4 weeks as nationals, I kind of need to gauge what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So it was interesting that she's
the
already
champion, man.
Yeah, just that mentality is, and
champion.
you ready for this craziness? She drives my truck and just applied to university. How about that to make you feel old?
No way,
bro.
Spider?
Yeah, man.
Oh, my
she has a license and she
way.
applied to university last month. Like, what the frick? That's happening, man.
Dude, you know what she should apply for? Is Bloodsport. I think she should go to or Mortal Kombat. Like, I think she should go to some random island.
Oh my gosh!
And just knock.
I got a crazy story. Craig got a crazy story for you. Got a crazy story for you. Okay, so I'm not at class.
Okay, let's go.
I'm not in class. I'm late, but the jiu-jitsu class is still in the dojang in our club because we shared it, right? They trained before us, and then our guys and Maxina and them were already there waiting to start. But because I wasn't there, they were just finishing their last. They were just rolling. So so all of a sudden, I get there and Maxina comes flying out. And she's like, Dad, you're never going to believe what just happened. I'm like, what? She goes, well, I was sitting there and they asked me because their one girl that does jiu-jitsu has no one to really spar with or move with because they're all big guys, and obviously you can just use your weight.
Right.
You can just muscle your way through things when you're a beginner, right? Yeah. So they're like, Maxina, would you mind, rolling with her? Have you ever done jiu-jitsu? And Maxina hasn't, but I've, schooled her in a couple things. Anyways, Maxina and this girl go to the mat.
And the spider's full force going like, I will cripple you.
Buddy, I'm like, and I'm dying because she's telling me this through the window of my truck because I'm barely parked and she's like so jacked up to tell me the story. Yeah. I'm like, and she goes, Dad, I choked her out.
Oh!
She's like, she kept trying to put me. She goes, the coach kept saying to put me in an arm bar because my arms were so long. She goes, so she kept fighting to get me in this arm bar. She goes, and then she goes, she moved and there was a little bit of room. So she took the back right away and just forced her arm in there. She goes, I did what you said, hand on the bicep, hand behind the head. She goes, and then I just cranked my body as much as I could and she tapped.
Yeah, you know what I think about Max though is here's the thing is like so the biggest thing is like, man, like this is my favorite Mike Tyson quote is like I don't want my kids to fight because I'm afraid they'll meet somebody like me. Is where you have somebody who is just angry, who's a fighter, who can just
turn it on,
who like is. They are the ones who had a tough life, or not even a tough life, but they just have this killer instinct, and that's it, man. I remember boxing even now, and I'm like, there's some dudes who I will not spar with because I know it's different. Like I know it just there's a mindset, there's a switch. It doesn't matter if you want to go to the ground or if you want to stand up. There's a different mindset.
Yeah.
Like there are some killers out there. Max is probably one of them. Like where if you put her in anything, if you want to put her in TKD, MMA, like anything, she will, or jiu-jitsu, like BJJ, or she will take you down.
Yeah,
like,
she
will have this aggressiveness.
Very competitive, yeah. She is. She's
and
very competitive. Like, it's funny
Man,
because
like
in
you
class,
can't teach that.
like the guys will score on her, and it's just they hate it because they need to know that they can tag her. But when you
Yeah,
score on Max, she goes fucking crazy, man. She goes
dude.
for the kill. Like she hates getting scored on. So when you score on her, everyone's like, you see the guy's faces like, ah, shit. And they start retreating because
So
here it comes.
so I messaged you about this though, like with TKD though. So sometimes you'll see like Muay Thai or something like that, like hard kicks, like
Yep.
the shin going into bamboo or something like that.
Yeah.
I messaged you this, like is there like with TKD? I know it's about points, but like, is there a point where you're like all out? I want to break their knee or something like that, like or I want to axe kick their shoulder off. You know
Oh
what I
yeah.
mean? Like,
And they're allowed to. Like
yeah.
remember they're the level that they fight at is full contact. They can win by knockout. This isn't point fighting with Max. Like Max started full contact at 12. So she could have got knocked out by these 14-year-old girls. You're allowed to
Right.
kick as hard as you want in the face to win. Like that's
Do you
a
guys
thing.
focus on that though?
Yeah, hitting. Yeah, that's part of
Yeah,
it.
like
That's part
hard
of the.
though.
Yeah, man, that's part of it. And it's not even. There's one thing for us when we were learning to turn over our hips more for the knockout power, but the other thing we
Right.
needed to work on is actually tagging someone with it because no one wants to get hit there. So it was all the footwork on how to get that leg up. I couldn't see Max's first
Right.
TKO. It was about that spacing. So draw the leg in. Max jumped back, and then that face was just right there. And we were. It was funny because we were working on that for 2 weeks. Bang! It just the repetitiveness in a drill. Then when your body gets put in
Right.
that position, it automatically knows. Oh, I was here, and it knows by instinct just what to do. Bang! Right away to the
Is
face.
it? Is there a certain point like in TKD where somebody would be so far ahead where they just call the match or no?
Yeah, one
Or is
hundred
it
percent.
time?
Like even when in
Yeah.
Max's development, like she one time she was 12 and she drew a 14-year-old girl, and she just got back from winning junior at the nationals, and this was just a regular Kitchener city tournament that we were
Right.
just trying to earn some experience. Well, this girl, her club went, so she's just okay. I'll fight anyway. Like why not? Maxina does it all the time. If there's a fight, I'll fight. Max got back kicked by this girl so hard. She was winded. She was crying on the ground, and I just stood up and I called it.
No.
Yeah, and I just called it. No, that's enough. I've called a couple of her fights. It's funny when I have the other parents like, oh, I don't know how much more they can take. They just keep losing. Like
You're right.
Maxina never loses.
You're
I'm like,
right.
whoa, you weren't here 3 years ago when Maxina lost every freaking
You're
fight.
right.
You know what I mean? Like she was getting owned. She got,
You're right.
like it's just it happens. But then Maxina turns to be the 14-year-old,
Yeah.
and there's new 12-year-olds, and then she's already had 11 fights in full con. You know what I mean? It's just that's the process. That's
Is that tough as a coach though? Because I know what
it's
I
so
know as a
tough.
coach, like when you see a competitor, so going back like bodybuilding, you see them get six, they're like
Yeah,
seventh, and you're just sitting there, you're like, oh, like what could have we have done? Like, could you have peaked better, or is that just person better? Like,
yeah,
is first place really better than you, or could you have done more? And then you sit back, but for her, it would be like I guess it's better to learn how to lose early than later. I
yes.
guess,
It was. You
right?
know what? It was funny. No, it wasn't funny. I shouldn't say it was funny, but when Maxina, see, another thing is a lot of the teammates don't understand is when I worked with them, they started doing Taekwondo tournaments from white belt all the way now to black belt and high level black
Right,
belt. Maxina didn't
right,
have that. She started only at red. We only started going. We only started going to tournaments like as a club. I was going as an individual, so I was only fighting for me. I didn't actually have a club then,
right,
and then I still had Elite Fighting Academy, but it wasn't at any level close to bring fighters to something. I was the only representative. Then we matched up
right.
with Carlos. He started explaining the rules and how it goes and all the little things I needed to know to be confident enough to bring someone into the ring and actually sit in the chair, with all the real things and understanding how officiating goes, blah, blah, blah. So when we finally got that and I brought a team to a tournament instead of just me, it was everyone, all those guys were starting at white belt, but Max was starting at red. So she only went from a couple red belt tournaments straight into black belt. So she went no
Oh,
experience and just had to learn, yeah, on the spot. Yeah, it was rough. And yeah, again, people don't see that. And that's a hard, you got to take those. And she wasn't a good loser. Maxina was not a good loser back in the day. There were so many tears and anger and
yeah,
unconsolable. And in the beginning, it was
yeah,
fine when she was like losing and she was 10 or something, 11. Okay. But then she got
right.
older. It was like, especially when puberty started happening, it was like, okay, you got to really figure out how to control, these emotions. So she got better as she
Yeah,
went to the elite level.
but for you, like for you, you're like world class, right? Like TKD, and again going back to it is like you are like you would be at the top, yeah.
At one point in my life, yeah. Yeah, buddy.
Okay, so but when you see that, like it is tough, I guess. Like
Oh,
if somebody
so tough.
loses, or if your daughter loses, you're like there is a, I guess there's a part of you, and I think that's what sometimes they feel is like now that I have a daughter, I'm like I can only imagine like if they lose, it's not just them.
Yeah.
They're
No, for
looking
sure.
at you as a sir, as the coach, but they probably don't see all the losses that you had either.
No.
It's the exact same thing as where people now look at her and they're like, she's amazing, she's the best, like TKD, but they don't see the losses, right?
The journey it took. And so another thing is we
Man,
needed to stop that. So at one point at her career, even when we were linked up with Carlos, I was still coaching Max until black belt.
right.
And then you go black belt. See, the thing is, when things changed later on, where you weren't. That's where the distinction of rec and high performance comes. So recreational taekwondo fighting
Right.
is full contact to the body, and then high
Okay.
performance is competing is full contact to the face as well included, and you
Okay.
have to be a black belt to do high performance. So when
So
Maxine,
you need to be a black belt to kick in the face. Yeah.
yes, yeah, and I mean,
Okay.
like there are a lot of times where you could get a green belt that is good enough, and then you put a black belt on them. Go ahead, you can fight full contact. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
yeah, if
Okay.
you're good enough, yeah. So, but there's the distinction. I have a lot of fighters that don't want to fight, or their parents don't want them to fight high performance, so they still fight competitively, but just not in the full contact department. And then you have the other
Right.
ones that are in
Okay.
HP, high performance, and they fight where the rules are to knock out and whatnot. So when Maxina was in rec, which is the not full contact head, because she was still young, she was just 10, 11, starting because the high performance full contact fighting starts at the age of 12. 12 to 14 is
Yep.
cadet, and then so on. So we wanted to move her into there, and Maxine actually talked to me and just said that she would think it would be better if I didn't coach her anymore because she started to lose. And
She
then,
said that?
yeah, she talked to me about it, and it's something that Carlos talked
She's a
about
great athlete.
to us. Yeah, she was like, you know what she said? She was basically like, when I come home, I want to come home to my dad, not my coach.
Oh.
Right? Because how is it? How
There
does a
is a
daughter?
separation
It's
there though,
hard.
Gary.
Yeah.
Like Gary for us, like there is a separation there. Like if she comes home, there is always an underlining something that happens with us in our heads where we think, should you go to bed earlier? Should you do this, or should you relax, or should you watch TV, or should you be eating that? Like that's a huge separation. Good for her.
Yeah. And like, she was just like, I want my dad to say it's okay that you
Oh,
lost. It's instead of it being my coach and saying
yeah,
this is why you lost, instead of letting her vent about the
yeah,
emotional heartache of losing. You got to grieve a loss. You can't bury a loss anywhere. You got to deal with it,
yeah.
and become better mentally, physically, whatever you need to do. So yeah, that's what we talked about, and then that's when TJ started coaching her. Now, there are times where, like, when we go to these like random, there's a fight in Michigan. We're gonna drive at 5 in the morning, fight, and then come home in the same day. well, I can't ask TJ, who lives in London, to up and leave his family, you know, to drive and follow
Right.
us to the States. So I obviously coach, and that's fine. It's been okay lately since, you know, since it's been, you know, different.
Right.
But
With COVID.
yeah, but it's been,
Yeah.
but it's it's easier, I guess. Like if we had to do it, it would be okay. It was just really tough back then when it
Right.
was on a, it was like every other weekend, and every other weekend was a loss at the beginning.
Right.
So it just, that's a hard ride home, you know. And even,
Now,
yeah,
now,
go ahead.
Gary. Now, is there anything? And not to go on about this. Now you've always been TKD bodybuilding,
Yes.
right? Like there's,
Yep.
and dude, no one understands the blonde haired Gary with Doug, and I wish you just recreate at one point bleach blonde your hair. But is there ever a point where like you were like TKD, like great? I
Yeah.
assume like I'm
Yeah.
just
I
I'm
was all
I'm,
in.
I'm saying that, but is there a point like where you could go even higher that just you got taken over with bodybuilding
Yeah. That's exactly
that
actually what
maybe
happened to
you
me.
really
That
is?
is exactly what happened to me. And
But
I fell in love.
is there
See, the thing,
what's
the
that?
hard part was the beginning of Taekwondo competing was a lot of pressure from my dad. So it
Yeah.
was a lot of, you know, I want you to win. I want to hear our last name, you know, on the monitor. He liked hearing, you know, in first place and then hearing our last name, you know, things like that. And just, you know, he took me to all of them and just wanted, you know, it was a big deal. And it was also a big deal when I didn't win, which was rough. That could, you know, uh, that was, it was stressful because when I was even in, like when my dad would come up in the tail end of Taekwondo class, we were usually sparring. So anytime we would switch partners and I'd see
Right.
my dad there to get ready to pick me up because he was just coming off work, when I would beat the shit out of the guy I was fighting, I was like telling them like, dude, I'm sorry, my dad's here. I have to go off. Like it wasn't, I wouldn't even, it would be, you know, the need to show my dad I'm improving and to impress him. I didn't even care who was in front of me.
Right.
I was not afraid of the person in front of me. I was more afraid of the pressure from my dad. So in the beginning, you
Right.
know, I was, you know, because I was very timid in the beginning of my tournament career. I had all the skill, but I didn't,
Yeah.
I was afraid to, I couldn't pull the trigger. So, you know, my dad was frustrated. You know, especially if you see somebody with all the skill, like imagine you see your kid, he's got the best wrist shot around in practice and at the house because he just does it, but in the game he locks up and he won't shoot. He keeps passing. It's the same type of thing I went through.
Right.
So yeah, so I had that. So then there was a time where it was, I was able to. My dad didn't, the nationals stretch was now getting more and more away. So like qualifying for the nationals, placing at the nationals was still doable, but winning it and representing Canada was starting to leave. Like it was just new fighters were coming in, and my body makeup was different because I was also heavy set. I wasn't, didn't know how to get lean yet, so I was always too short for my weight class when so many players were tall and lean in the game, and I was short and
Right.
stout,
Because
right? So
you need long limbs for TKD is like a long arm, a long leg with being more slender. Yeah.
yeah, like you need basically what Maxina
Yeah.
is to excel in Taekwondo. Like she's
The
totally
spider.
genetically.
Yeah.
You need the spider reach. Yeah, 100%. So
Yeah.
it was frustrating as I would lose because not necessarily because I was. It was just sure I wasn't as good as them, but genetics, just like in bodybuilding, do at some point at some level. Once you get to the higher levels, it does come into play. You know.
Right.
Um, so then I wanted to just not be out of shape anymore. So then that's when I started falling in love with changing myself into body, you know, using bodybuilding and diet, and I just fell in love with that. The number one thing everyone's I remember getting into it, and then in the primetime days, and people were like, "Oh, aren't you nervous to be on stage? And are you nervous to do your posing routine?" And I'm like, No, no one's kicking me in the face, man. Shit is the easiest shit I gotta do. It was just
Dude,
so
back
true.
in the
There was
day,
no stress, man.
back in the day, no one competed though. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no,
Like
it's true.
the competitors were, no matter what you went for, whether it be football, TKD,
Yeah.
uh, bodybuilding, there were so few competitor. Dude, you were at the probably peak of that bodybuilding. You know, and TKD. You know,
Right?
you probably had both of them at the same time.
Yeah, and it's funny because even like the masters I see now that I'm really close with,
Yeah,
it's like I wasn't really
yeah,
close with you. I was close with your older brother and your master, but those guys aren't around, so that's why
yeah,
I've developed all these relationships with their other guys, and it's fine. It's just funny because when
yeah.
they try to pinpoint me all the time, like they talk to me and they like, I know you and you've been around forever, and they're trying to pinpoint the years that they would have saw me at nationals, and it was like, no dude, I'm so much older than you. It's your senior was my teammate, you know. When they kind of put that together, it's like, oh
Yeah,
shit. Because
yeah,
they really, those young guys only saw my return, because then I stopped fighting for 16
right,
years, and then I came back, and
right.
Skyler actually was my coach. I asked him to coach me,
No,
and it was it was
no way,
2010. I came back after 16
no
years,
way.
and he coached me. And oh man,
Yeah.
oh that was crazy. You want to hear another crazy story? So
Oh,
I
dude, I'm
enter,
here for a while,
buddy.
baby.
I enter, I enter this thing. It's been 16 years. I'm like, fuck it, I want to fight. I just started Elite Fighting Academy. I was like, well, we need a rep. We need a representative. Someone's got to put this. Someone's got to say, yeah, we fight well here. Come, you know, we're the school of Guelph. Blah blah blah. So I was like, I got to
Yeah,
fight. I need a medal to put under the club. So I
just like
enter this thing.
competing, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
buddy. I enter this thing. It was in Conestoga College, and it was for 30 and over black belts. So I fight. So no problem. So I'm like, okay, it's the first time I've been. So I was like, all right. So here we go. I go and I fight this guy. I beat him. I honestly I smashed this guy bad.
do you smoke
I
them?
smoked
Yeah,
him. I smoked him bad.
yeah.
I back so apparently in the match I back kicked him and I broke his arm. And then this guy couldn't work.
Sweep the leg, Gary.
And
Sweep
bro,
the leg, baby.
he couldn't work for a while because he had a broken arm. He put this
Oh,
huge complaint in to Taekwondo Ontario with the
oh my
referee
goodness.
is our world Taekwondo representative for referees, was the actual ref, and her name is
Oh my
Barbara
god.
Moran. She's like our number one person. So she got involved. So I had to send her the tape and all this stuff, and because this guy was trying to make a claim, and he wanted the Taekwondo Ontario insurance to pay for his disability
You
for
kicked him too hard.
yeah, because I kicked him in, I back kicked him in the arm. I go, well, you blocked it. I didn't score. I scored the second one. You know, like it was fucked up. This guy's so this guy,
Gary,
bro, it was
Gary,
crazy. He went
belonged
all
in
the way trying to.
2021.
So then and then there was another tournament the following month. So I went again.
Yeah.
I won. I'm trying to get back. So the more I can fight, I go. This guy's here with his cast. He puts
Yeah.
this as they call all the 30 and over black belts into the ring. Barbara is our
Oh,
ref again. Because she's basically the only one that can handle all these, you know, older fucking heavyweight, think that they
yeah.
still got it right, can control the ring. She's
Yeah.
in there again. This guy comes with his cast and he tries to talk all the competitors in the ring out of fighting. He seriously says this. She gets so pissed off. She goes, uh, she starts saying, say, who's here to fight? And then we all put our hands up. If you're not here to fight, and she's staring at the guy with the cast, then please leave my ring. And then she's like, oh
Oh.
yeah. Yeah, so bad. So he had to leave. Like this guy was trying to protest. So I did this one highlight. I don't know if you saw it. He was on Instagram. It was quick. And then I beat this guy before, so he was hoping that I lost. And I start putting up, it was from TikTok. Anyways, that was the guy. He was watching me fight at the Niagara Open. Again, like this guy
Oh,
followed me,
Gary.
bro. He followed me and wanted me to pay for breaking his arm. I don't get it. It was so weird. Yeah, yeah. That was the
Dude,
crazy story of my return, trying to fight again.
dude, I'll tell you something. Like I said, that dude belongs in 2021. Like, you broke my arm in a fight. I want you to pay for it. Like, that is the epitome of 2020, 2021.
Oh my gosh.
That's insane,
Oh
man.
man, the things.
That's crazy, bro. That's insane.
So
But
how are things with
dude,
you at
that
home with your daughter? I see Brits on
yeah.
Instagram a lot more. She's coming out of her shell
You know
again.
what? To be honest with you, man, like Brit's killing it. Like Brit, it looks amazing. It's funny because when so she had Brielle, and then um, s long story short is like she came off a show, and then after a show when you're just kind of like you're done with kind of like training that way and
Yeah,
eating that way.
yeah. You need something different.
So after that, then she got pregnant, um and then so it's weird. Like, so imagine coming off a show, not you, but like, and then getting pregnant, and then kind of going through all that stuff when you're kind of sick of training the way that you did,
Yeah,
eating the way that you did. She looked amazing during pregnancy, anyway, because she always eats healthy. Like
yeah.
her nutrition is always really good. Um, and then when she came out of it, she was like gung ho, like killed it. We have this wicked gym downstairs, and every morning, man, like every single morning, she is up and training like a beast.
That's awesome.
And
I love it.
it's so cool to see because like her, like it's so cool to see because like her confidence and the way she is about herself, like she wakes up and she's like, no, I got to do this for myself. Like it's a health thing, and she just, dude, she's killing it.
That's
and
awesome.
and there's part of me where I always edge her. I'm like, you could do a show, you could do a show.
Yeah.
um but probably, I got to be honest with you, man, like probably in terms of her conditioning and the way that she looks, like nowadays with bikini is very slender, so
Yeah.
it's like small, like everything's very small, good glutes. But I love like shoulders, arms,
Yeah.
good
Just a little
hamstrings.
bit
Like,
harder.
oh, yeah, like
You
a little,
know?
like just more like, I don't want her to lose her arms.
Yeah.
Which before, like her last show, we kind of toned it down and we just focused on glutes. But like, dude, her shoulders, back, and arms are like
Yeah. And why
just
hide those
just
things?
wild.
Just go. Go for it.
Just and no, she's doing amazing. And then Brielle, like it's interesting because Brielle is, during COVID, we're not really seeing many
Yeah,
people.
exactly.
But she's doing so well, man. Like it's the best feeling in the world to be a dad. Obviously,
Right?
you would know that.
Isn't that weird? You
Um,
never thought you could love something that much. Fucked up.
I remember you messaging me that. Do you remember? Do you remember? I think it was in the summer. Not. I think it was actually not this past summer, but the summer before. You said the exact same thing. You
Yeah.
said, I don't know. I don't think you can love something so much. In the beginning, I'll tell you, is like with when they're so newborn, you're just like you're just kind of doing your thing. Like you're just
Yeah.
like survival
You don't know.
at this
It's
point.
all so new.
Oh, but man, when I tell you, like when they start getting some emotions, and
Oh,
they
buddy.
start laughing at you and hug you, and
Yeah.
it's a different feeling, man.
Buddy,
Like
when they can
they're it
communicate, it's fucked up. It's awesome. It's the best. Just like the
yeah,
things you talk to me, tell me things. What's going on in your little mind?
oh, dude, and in my mind, I look at her, and even part of my mind is like, I was like she's lean, so she's not chubby.
Yeah.
I'm looking at her, I'm like, will she be volleyball? Will she be in a training? Like,
Yeah.
I think part of me will be kind of that parent that I know nowadays it's like, let your kid do whatever you want. But I think part of it is like, I really do want to focus in on sports and physical activity of like just in case she's good at something type
Right?
of
Why
thing.
not? There's nothing wrong with
You
that. You're two
I
athletic
don't know.
people. Why would you be ashamed of wanting your kid to be in athletics? That doesn't, of course.
I know.
That's just like saying, "Oh,
I know,
I
and
don't
I
want to teach my kid Filipino culture." Well, if exercise and fitness is your
uh,
culture, you teach them your culture.
yeah.
That's no, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with
And
that.
dude, she eats better than me and Britt too. Like like I swear to God, I have her like it's funny because like every single morning she has raspberries, blueberries with 2 eggs and coconut oil. So that's the first one, and then it has to be a protein with some type of like it's funny because like in my mind I'm imagining like I just want her to be fed well, like avocados, chia seeds, she has smoothies and all
Right?
this stuff. And in my mind, I'm just like, I don't think it's like a coach point of me, but I think it's more of a parenting thing
Yeah,
where you
no, it's a
just want them
parenting
to
thing,
be,
and that's what you know,
yeah,
right? It's what
yeah,
you're
it's
just parenting to 100, and you're just going with all the things you know
yeah,
that work. So, regardless if
yeah,
your what you think works is different from whatever someone else thinks, sure, it's different, but you're both parenting at 100. So whatever, no one's wrong.
yeah.
Isn't it
And
funny that
honestly, like,
you thought that like when you were younger, meaning like teenager, you're almost
yeah,
mad at your parents, but now you're a parent and you're like, oh fuck, you
yeah,
didn't even know what was going on, did you? Like you were just figuring it out on the fly too, right?
yeah.
We thought
Like, I
they
wonder
knew
about
stuff.
that.
You didn't know shit. It was on the fly. If I came
Yeah,
home with a new issue,
yeah.
you're like, okay, we haven't dealt with this one before. Okay, let's I guess we should talk to Gary about it. You know, like we thought they
I
had
always,
answers.
I do absolutely. I always think about that right now where I'm like, will like whatever you almost question everything you're doing for because nowadays like if you do anything it's always questioned
Yeah.
for a kid and then if you push them too hard into sports it's like well should you have done that if you push them too much into school should you have done that and there's so much pressure of like doing the right thing where me and Britt are like screw it. Like we want her to eat well. We want her to be physically active. We want her to be smart. Like we're doing the ABCs and all. I don't know, man. I don't think it's an issue at all. Like just to put a little bit of pressure because that's what makes diamonds.
You
Like
have to put
that's
pressure.
the for you know what I mean? Like the
Yeah.
pressure. Like all of us went through it and nowadays it's like you're questioned over everything you freaking do but all of us have come out better for like being under pressure and I'm just like for Brielle not that we're pressuring her but like every single day we wake up and make sure she has good breakfast lunch dinner we do snackies and then we do like some type of physical activity whether it's like going out tobogganing or going out for walks or
Yeah.
anything like that. It's just human responsiveness, like
Yeah.
I rather than sitting there and watching TV type of
Yeah.
thing. So,
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
but
That's
yeah,
all we
man,
can do.
we're doing well, man.
Yeah. No, that's good.
Yeah,
That's good, buddy. How's
yeah,
the mortgage
that's
world
good.
for you?
Dude, busy,
Yeah.
busy. Like everything in terms of, I'll tell you something though is like because of the high volume, like I think with the way the industry's going, like you've even seen like with house prices and all that, like no one forecasted it to be like this. So things are just like either slower or like approvals are a little bit because there's so much volume coming in still.
Yeah.
There's low inventory in terms of homes. Um, but people want to get into the market. So I don't know, man. Like people are on edge.
Yeah.
Like even like I'm sure you see it with the gym. I talk to people. I'm just like, man, like just be kind.
I
Like
know.
for goodness sake, like just be kind to anybody that you can be, because no matter what's going on in
Hey,
this world
bro.
right now,
Sorry.
whether
Can you give me 1 sec?
yeah,
Someone's at my door. I just gotta see who's there.
yeah,
Give
yeah,
me one
yeah,
sec.
yeah, yeah. Same old, dude.
All right, sorry, bro.
Yeah,
You-
I have the camera set up right now.
No, it's all good.
Whoop. Yeah, but I just don't get it, man. Like people are just fucking like upset over everything, and they're just like, you even watch people go into like Shoppers or Walmart just being rude,
Yeah,
and I'm just like, we're all
everything's
going
tight.
through it.
I know.
We're all going through it, man.
So
And
true.
I can only imagine it with you guys as well too, eh?
Yeah, it's you know, we got some hard decisions to make next month. You
Really,
know,
eh?
yeah, like if we can't take the February 1st payment, we got to really figure out how far in debt we're willing to go before
So this is the thing, Gary, is that most people don't realize like it's not a freaking easy industry to get into. As a gym owner, like you don't, like, it's not like you're flooding in gold or something like
no.
that. And most people, you know what I mean? Like, it's been a struggle since how long?
Yeah.
Not a struggle, but you know what I mean? Like,
Yep. It's not your $1 million
it's
freaking company. You're not I'm not, you know,
no, dude,
it's not like that. I was just
dude.
I'm just unfortunate to make a living doing what I love. That's what it was, and that's all I need. That's all I care about. That's what was awesome. You know,
Some
2019
people
was.
never have that, man.
I know, so I was happy to have it as long as I could. You know, and I still have it. Like to as bad as things got for people with COVID and the first lockdown, and you know, like you hear things like people splitting up, like separations, divorce.
Yeah,
There was things like domestic violence was going up, like suicide, like overdoses, like all these crazy things. And even
yeah,
though the gym struggled, my I was so happy that my personal life and my family, we were all good. Like things are good. Like Laura and I got actually closer. We I don't know, it was weird. It was just this awesome connection we got. We, you know, got a new place. Like we elevated as a couple and in our relationship, and even our as our little family unit with Maxina, and even with Kelly with her mom. Like we grew really strong,
yeah,
you know, during that time, you know. And you know, it sucks that other people didn't go through that, but it's nice that even though, because I've had it where the gym's going well, Maxina's winning all her matches, but I hated going home because my personal life wasn't great. So it's nice that my home life, which is what is really truly important, you know, it's who I come home
man.
to, and that's amazing right now. And that's what makes this whole COVID thing easy to take, because you know, I got good support. I love coming home. There's no stress. We, you know, it's just, so that makes it easier. It makes it less
Yeah, but
stressful.
you're kind of talking. You're kind of talking like uh like it's a tough decision right now.
It's
You
just
know
we
what I
don't.
mean? Like
Yeah,
you're
it's tough because we don't know if because the support from the government's supposed to go till June, right?
right,
So if we can get rent relief till June, then maybe it survives till June. But the whole
right.
thing is we're hearing from our accountant that, oh, your loss at this month was this much. Your loss for this month compared to
Oh,
last year is this much. So you were not even always getting the same amount. You know, one month it's like, oh, you're going to get 65% of your rent covered. This month you're only going to get 45. This month you're going to get 80. But that's a $30,000 rent we owe every month. And if you're only going to give us
30. I don't think people realize, and this is the problem, is like when you be vocal about this stuff, is like when people talk about memberships, again, going back in the day when a membership was $60 a month, and people had no problem. That's six people to one if you pay $10 a month.
yeah. So imagine how many
You know what I
memberships
mean?
we
Like
need.
it's
Yeah.
and you need $30,000 above profit.
Yeah. You need we
Above
need bro,
profit.
we need 30,000 for rent. We need 5 to 6 for hydro, depending on if it's summer or not. Then we need wages. Who's working? And then what about your lease? We need that new equipment that people only want to sign up for.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
know.
and then Mike and I got to pay our own bills, so we got to collect the paychecks. So it usually, to break zero, I would say it costs 45,000 a month. Divide that by $20 memberships.
Dude, dude,
And that's us
and
at
just try to
zero.
do what you love.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh my god, like it's not easy in this fucking like the government too, like is nonsense. Like what do you think's gonna happen?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we're gonna lose like literally a fucking a piece of wealth. You know what I mean? Like we're
Yeah.
gonna lose this opportunity to have these things, and it's just and not to go too far into like obviously being upset or anything. That's not
Yeah.
where I wanted this to go. But
No, I get it.
dude, like fuck, I saw the video of everybody going like, please stand with Stay Fit and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like dude, oh dude, but there were, I would say, some glory times like before yeah, not to go into it, but like dude, there was some glory times in
Oh, yeah,
that
buddy.
just with trainers and who we were and fucking
Oh, yeah.
all the
Oh,
competitors and
buddy.
all that
It was
stuff.
such a weird
But
time, right? Where
it's killing it
you
right
were
now.
literally living for each workout, and you had the ability to do it. Like, your biggest stress was making sure your chest day sweater was clean, because it's fucking chest day.
If the cables were free,
Yeah.
like you know what I mean, like you
Yeah.
walk in, oh man, like it was just different times, and then you worry about like, and then you go into this stuff about people screaming at you over like $20 or something like that, and you're like, I run a business,
Yeah.
like you know what I mean, like you're
Yeah.
mad, I'm
No,
mad.
it's so true. I know, because a lot of them, especially when they get almost angry at us that their gym is closing or closed, like it's our fault. It's funny that to them, they only see that they're losing their gym, and I get it. They're losing their place to vent and to unleash their stress of the day. But Mike and I are losing the way we put food on the table for our family. We're losing the way we
Yeah.
pay for our rent. We're losing the way, you know what I mean? Like, it's not, they don't think of it that way. And I don't expect them to, but that's just such a different conversation when they're losing, when they talk to us about losing the club. It's like, I get it. It sucks.
Well, I think everyone should just be kind right now. Like when you call somewhere, like I called Canadian Tire, I think yesterday because they're doing curbside.
Yeah.
It was a young girl that picked up, didn't know what she was doing, and didn't know what I was asking for. You know what? That's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. My life doesn't get any worse. Like, yeah, just because I said thank you. I knew they had what I wanted, but I hung up. I called today, and I was like, just be nice.
Yeah.
Like that's.
We just get
You know,
more
like-
out of being empathetic to people.
That's
you just
it,
get
man.
more.
Like
you
you
get more.
just
It's tough.
but bro, anyway, I love talking to you.
Yeah,
I
man,
could
it was
go on for
nice.
days
On the
right
fly,
now.
on the fly chat with Dreams Fitness, Scott McClelland. So I'm sure you saw that
I did download Skype.
Yeah, you downloaded Skype just to make it happen. So I'm sure you saw that I started dieting again, because it's January, of course.
Oh, I saw it. You dropped 10 pounds. The king of transformations. I already saw it. I was going nuts.
It was
over
funny
I said,
because
Gary.
Yeah, they know. I mean, you and some chosen people know how you can really work that first weigh-in number,
Yes.
especially if I take that first one in the PM, and then I take the second one after a full day of diet and veggie greens, and take that in the AM after going to the bathroom, then yeah, it's going to be much better. But that's a little, content skill that trainers have. That one little secret we know.
People don't know the tricks.
Those are little tricks.
This is what I ask competitors This is what I ask competitors when they go, I'm down 3 pounds. I go, when'd you weigh yourself? And they go, oh, 2 hours after I woke up. And I'm like, well, that's what happens if you didn't freaking eat in the morning.
Right? Exactly.
Or you weigh yourself at nighttime.
Oh my god. Yeah, they weigh
Yeah,
themselves at night.
seems
Oh,
like
that's
that.
the worst. Sorry to say it, but it's the worst when female clients do that. Oh my gosh. And then my phone gets just unleashed. Why did I put on 5 pounds in 2 days on the new diet? I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. What'd you weigh last? Da, 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 da. What'd you weigh today? Oh, okay, wait, that's impossible. That's impossible. What time did you weigh yourself today? I just did. And it's like 8 at night. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
I know.
Weigh yourself in the morning
PM,
and message me.
Oh, dude, the PM workout or the weigh-in.
Weigh-in?
Oh, dude,
Oh.
don't get me started on PM weigh-ins where I'm like, what are you doing? They're like, I drank all this water after all my meals. I'm like, yeah, of course you're up.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Bunch of wankers.
Like they drink 2 liters of water and then weigh in, and then they tell you, they message you like, I think I'm gonna drop my carbs tomorrow. Why? Because I went up. Whoa, 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 whoa! Why are you changing things on your own? What's going on? Oh, the diet you put me on, putting all this weight on. Like, oh fuck, the stress.
I added more salt to my meals, and I'm like, well, don't do that.
Yeah,
I'm
keep
like,
it the same.
You're just
Yeah.
fucking with your head. I'm like, or they'll go out with a refeed and they'll be up to 4 pounds, and I'm like, well, you're fine. Don't do more cardio. Supposed to last, and that's your thing, actually. Oh, dude, you up 4 pounds is like Gary's doing more cardio. I got a message yet that you can't do more cardio. People don't understand what a refeed is by the end of the week. If you go up like on Sunday 4 pounds and you're like, oh, got to put down. I'm like, well, you did a half hour extra of cardio, you wanker.
So that's
just
why.
Crazy.
All right, buddy. Well, thanks again, man. Let's link up again, man. Let's link up. What? Oh shit, we can't even get together for any fights. Who am I kidding? But after the Connor, after the Logan, we definitely have to get back on and chat about how all that went down.
You know what we should do?
What's that?
We should do a live broadcast of Connor versus Poirier.
While we're watching it?
Like Rogan does it.
Yeah,
like
the Fight Companion.
Fight Companion.
Yeah.
Fight Companion. We should do that, man. We should do that.
Let's do it. I'll go live. I'll put it live. Bro. Yeah, and I'll start, you know what I'll do is I'll start promoting it too next week. I'll start promoting that we're going to do it. All right?
I love it, man. Sounds good, bro.
All right, Scotty. I'll talk to you later, bro. All right, take care.